Hey, this is Jay, and I believe that the reason you're here is you want to connect with more peace. Now, this is much easier to do in the morning or any time that we are away from the stressors. There really is no shortcut to dealing with the stressors in the moment. Sure, we can breathe deeply, and it does help. We can tell ourselves different bits of guidance, like this too shall pass. It's not about us, everything is the way it should be. Take a nice deep breath and sleep on it. See if we still feel the same way in the morning. We can tell ourselves all sorts of these things. And they do help, yes. But really, the key is to understand our biology a little bit more. Fight or flight, or freeze or run, these are symptoms of a belief system that we might have. That it's us against them, or that there's something to be afraid of, or maybe that we just haven't enjoyed the way that things have felt. This could be for a day, it could be for a month, it could be for several years. And if this is what is going on, that we are perceiving that it's us against them, and we believe that we are feeling a narrative in our brain of the energy being a certain way. We're not wrong, usually. Much of what we are feeling is actually accurate. People's opinions, their judgment of us, the energy in certain places, the awkwardness in a conversation, all real. So then let's ask ourselves this question. If we are feeling these things, these feelings, these emotions, why is it that some people are able to have these exact same situations, these same types of interactions, be present in the exact same places without experiencing the same feelings that we do? Or maybe they are also experiencing something similar and choosing a different place for their awareness. Isn't it funny how the people who are more locked in to their own pursuits typically, maybe this is just my perception, but typically they are not subject to feeling so affected by everything going on externally. Would you agree? So, what does this mean? This means that in order to not be so affected by all of the emotions, all of the unseen feelings and energies, in order to be able to live our own lives and feel as though we are the creators of our own destinies, or at least in large part the creator, right? Co-creating with the universe. Perhaps there is a way to integrate what we feel and at the same time choose to not let that be how we operate. Choose to not allow those feelings to be what motivates our actions, at least not solely those feelings. What if we are meant to feel these feelings in order to have more knowledge, more awareness of how to navigate these situations, right? Take, for example, a situation where perhaps someone believes that, well, let's back up. We're driving on the road. We feel a feeling that we all now describe as anxiety, fear of the unknown. That is all that I equate that to. Anxiety is simply just fear of the unknown, and perhaps fear that things will go the same way that they have gone previously, in a way that we were not satisfied with. Now, let's say upon feeling this, we choose to sit in that feeling, not address it, and allow that awkwardness to be the main driver of what happens, and we do not choose to create a solution or rise above it or integrate it. We just allow the anxiety to be what we feel. We allow it to be what we project, and we choose to only see that as the whole truth regarding the situation. Well, that's what it's going to feel like, right? Now, what if we feel that, and now instead, what if we choose to say hi to this other person? What if we simply smile at them? What if we make a intentionally courteous move, on the road to make their path a little less stressful? I'm not saying that we should be catering to everyone else's feelings all the time. I'm not saying that. But perhaps for those of us who are deep feelers, perhaps this is one way to use this extrasensory knowledge to our benefit and the benefit of those around us. What I have found helpful is to actually speak about it. I'll say, hey, I feel this feeling in the air between us right now. I would prefer for us to feel this way, this other way. Is there anything that you would be willing to share with me about maybe why I am feeling this way? Are you also feeling this way? I would be incredibly open, super open to hearing anything that you might want to share, that you might be willing to share about why this feeling might be in the air. I'll go first. Da 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 da. Okay. Chances are the other person will now feel comfortable and welcomed into a higher space, into a higher consciousness, into a more collaborative place rather than a you versus them. So I know this is not a meditation necessarily. I will also send a meditation, but this seems to be a piece of wisdom that maybe it will help you at some point. If so, I would love to hear your feedback. And if you think of any ways that this can be improved, or you have any experience that can improve upon this process, I'm 100% open to hearing about that as well. Thank you. Thank you for trusting me to guide.